my name is Ariana, and today I'm going to talk about racism and prejudiceness and stuff and colorism because they have been a problem in my life. I've dealt with it, and I wasn't going to talk about it, but it seems like it's a really big issue right now with the whole colorism. First off, I am white, African American, Native American, and Irish. And I think the first time I ever had any problem with racism or anything was I was in 8th grade in my history class, and I had to do a group project with this girl, and she was new to the class and she was really sweet, and I thought we were going to be great friends and everything, and we were making all these plans to come do our group project and we were getting along fine. And then she stopped showing up to school for a few days, and then after she came back I asked her what happened, and she was just like, oh, things have happened. And I was like, so what about our project, due date's coming up, we gotta do our project and stuff. And she was just, okay, we'll do it, seemed normal. And then we started talking about what we are, and I told her that my mom was white and my dad was African American, and she told me I couldn't come over. And at that point, I was confused. I was like, why can't I come over? And she goes, my family is racist, mainly my dad, but you're not allowed or welcomed at our house because of your heritage, your nationality, what you are. And I think at that point, I was like, I understood what she was saying, and I was just really confused and hurt. Like, how could someone just blow it off because of something I can't change? And at that point I wasn't really too ashamed of who I was. And then I didn't have any more problems with it. And then I got to high school, and this kid started talking to me, and when he goes to a different school, I met him through some friends, and he was seemed really cool, and we were gonna hang out. And then he found out that I was African American, and he told me that he was raised to hate African Americans and there was no way we could ever hang out. And then that really stung. It stung a lot, and I just started to become like, not necessarily angry, but kind of angry of who I was and something I can't change, and kind of ashamed and stuff, because that's two people who couldn't hang out with me, or was raised to hate my people, as they would say, and it sucked. And then those two problems, and growing up hearing, oh, you're black, you're you're African American, you don't look it. Well, what am I supposed to look like, what's your idea of what I should look like, And then it finally clicked that they are, like, not necessarily racist, but a little prejudiced in their ways of, like, stereotypical, oh, you're black or African American, whatever you want to say, you should be darker, oh, you hear so many comments and all these things of, like, you should, you don't look black. You sure you're black? Why would I lie about who I am? And that I started to become, like, angry in who I was and my nationality, and it was really frustrating because I feel like no one should be upset with who they are. I'm just a person, like me for me, not for what color skin I have or what my background is, just like me for me. And it really, really sucked. And I became really frustrated and angry in who I was and wishing I could change. And, I was just against myself, like, I wouldn't say I was necessarily racist, but I was a little prejudiced against everything. And I started to hate who I was because I knew that I should never feel that way, I should be proud of who I am and stuff. But when you have so many different aspects of society and people telling you should, you know, they can't hang out with you because you're of who you are, or they, can't talk to you or something. And it just makes you so angry of who you are, and it's really frustrating, and no one should ever have to deal with it. And it's just an issue. And I still get the whole, you're black? What? You sure about that? Like, if I say I am, why do you have to question who I am? I am who I am. And I was so frustrated, and it just makes me so frustrated and angry, because I know I shouldn't feel that way, but I felt that way for a long time. And up until recently, I was just frustrated, like, people would be like, oh, did you see that black person did this and that, and like, black people are bad or something. No, we're just people, everyone makes mistakes. You don't have to be black to do something bad. Like, don't hate against, people who are darker skinned or come from a different background, and it's really frustrating. And I just wanted to talk about it and share my experience, because I feel like no one should ever hate who they are just because someone else makes them feel that way. And it sucks, and we're always going to have to deal with it and hear about that kind of stuff in society. But eventually, you just have to be honest with yourself and love yourself for who you are, and accept what you are, what nationality you are, what height you are, your hair color, your eye color. Accept everything about yourself, because you can't expect anyone else to like you or respect you if you don't like and respect yourself. Embrace who you are and just go with it, I mean, you can't really change where you come from, who your parents are. So just embrace it and be happy. Thank you for watching this and listening to my personal stories. This is the first time I've ever shared these stories, so it was a little nerve-wracking. Thank you.